So I was listening to a bunch of arse goblins from the Federal Reserve Bank of Australia talking to some bloody financial bloody journalists. And I was listening to those bloody arse goblins. And they were saying, I'll paraphrase them, there is too much money in Australia, this is inflating the dollar, this is causing inflation, and what they've got to do is deflate the system, deflate the money in Australia. And the way they're going to do it is by increasing interest rates. So that will fix it. Now, how will it fix it? Well, read between the lines. They've got to get rid of some of this excess money in the Australian system, because there's more dollars out there than Australia has wealth. So the dollar buys less. It's inflated. And the only way you can possibly get money out of a system is through bankruptcy. So if you have money and then you buy something, the money still exists. It goes into someone else's hands. And there is too much money. This is the idea from the bloody arse goblins at the Federal bloody Reserve. They've got to get money out of the system. Money only disappears if it's bankrupt. So some poor gormless fools who have bought one-bedroom flats in bloody Melbourne or Sydney for $1 million with a huge loan, and this $1 million loan, you know, loans are just created out of thin air. It's just a debt. It's not actual money that they lend to you, it's a debt that they lend to you. And there's too much of this debt. So if someone buys this huge or a tiny home for $1 million and then the interest rates go up, their repayments go up to something they're not able to pay. And as interest rates go up, house values drop. So that $1 million flat is now only worth $500,000, but they still have a loan for $1 million, a debt of $1 million. And so what can they do? They can't make their repayments. They can't. If they sell the place for $500,000, there's still $500,000 of debt out there. So the only thing they can do is go bankrupt, and that $1 million debt of theirs then disappears, and it's $1 million out of the system. $1 million that's causing deflation is let out of the big balloon, or inflation, is let out of the balloon, and the balloon deflates. And what they're trying to do by pushing up interest rates is make more and more little guys go bankrupt. And then when the little guys have all gone bankrupt and the extra money's out of the system and the dollar deflates down to something normal, then they'll be happy. And everyone will be happy? No. Those poor people that are bankrupted will be angry. But they don't count. And anyway, if they're bankrupt in a society as it is now, they'll be homeless. They may well just commit suicide. And that doesn't matter to the Federal Reserve Bank, because all they wanted to do is bankrupt these people to get the money out of the system so that it's better for the rich bastards, those filthy ass goblins. So it's a plan. They are planning to bankrupt thousands, tens of thousands of Australians to fix the economy. Well, why did they give them these ridiculous loans in the first place? And why do we have such a crazy system where money can be created out of thin air and then given to someone as a debt? Well, of course, that's going to inflate your dollar. Arse bloody goblins!